Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me. This is my stick. Oh wait, the video is starting. Okay. All right. It says that I'm live. Hold on. Okay, it says that I'm live, and hopefully you guys are hearing me very well in regards to, I guess the subject at hand. So here we go. Earlier today, I was just touching on a few errands, but I need to stay on topic. The subject of this discussion is about the people who I cut off and their mentality. I just want to briefly touch on that. And as you can see, this right here is lagging. So let me do my due diligence and record myself. Okay, so I'm recording myself in the voice recorder so that way I can just go ahead and upload it to a so that way I can try to upload it to another app or service or something like that in the future. Preferably, probably something less like podcasty, but maybe not podcasty. Yes, he says action low. The current frame rate is too low. Please set the frame rate to 15 to 16, or viewers may experience a lower quality stream. Okay, so how do I do that? So settings. Hold on for one moment. Apologies, guys. Okay, so 4 minutes have already gone past, and let's try to make this work. Hopefully, this is adequate. If not, then un momento, un moment. Okay. 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 All right. So okay. All right. This video starts at 7:17. I probably want to go ahead and put that down here for my notes, so that way I can write it down for the convenience of people to see what time this really starts with meat and potatoes. This video starts properly at 7 minutes 36 seconds. Okay, hey everybody. Um, so today's video, I wanted to discuss with you something in regards to see, like, it's just like you can tell when interference happens that I'm about to say something really powerful, and it's one thing for people to try to clock me or criticize me when they just see me, speak from the hip, speak from the dome. It's another thing in its entirety to try to sabotage it, you know, and then try to criticize. That's all on them. So, okay. Um, how about this? I'm gonna post this immediately on my YouTube channel, okay, as my voiceover. You can listen to it, and with this, if you want to listen to it while you're cleaning up or something like that, then just listen to it. You have this right here. But hopefully you can follow along, okay? So, all right, so there's some people. Actually, there's a lot of people. Enough people out there that it's really gotten the attention of others. Here's the thing. If you notice somebody is an awful person to the point where they always are targeting somebody and wanting to nitpick at that person, and you've already witnessed that I have evidence that I have a no contact order against this person, and that I don't want to be with this person, and that I've given this person the benefit of the doubt and a room to explain themselves, but now that door has closed, all of a sudden now that they want to talk, now that they want to have some kind of connection still from afar, that they want to go ahead and insert my name and my business into their affairs and into their lives. Now, for me, I think that's really seriously pathetic, because at what point in time, you know, you have plenty of opportunity, been friends for years, plenty of opportunity to really speak your mind, but instead it was always just a constant being overly competitive. And it's just like, you wait for me to do something and then you wanted to go ahead and compete next to it. That's really just like a really fucked up mentality to have, and it's super exhausting. It's just like, what the fuck, you know? It's not even like you're some type of hyperactive border collie or Australian shepherd where you need to go ahead and herd and move things. Because if that was the case, then maybe you would work on your own fucking life and stop trying to like pick on other people. You feel me? Like, you have to take in consideration and add the hidden context where, don't forget the part where, the things that you've done in the dark in order to get where you are and get to the things that you had. But you don't discuss that. You rather go ahead and throw your lies and projections onto me and be a fucking minus. Now, because you do that so much and you've done it to the point where you've drawn a large enough audience, you've become the nigger that just ultimately wants to be seen as, the I guess like the chosen one, the chosen puppet. And trust me, I'm not volunteering to be the chosen one. I'm not volunteering to be the fucking, teacher's pet or anything of that nature. People just naturally gravitate towards me. And it really fucks with your spirit. It literally fucks with your entire being and your entire soul, to which you, unprovoked, unfucking provoked, unsolicited, and also without compensation, you take it upon yourself to go ahead and try to criticize me and devalue me and subject me to ridicule, mockery, and allow people to access my life with details that aren't even mine. You are a very broken person. And for somebody who pretends to be spiritual, church like, and all the other kind of shit, it looks super pathetic. I'm not even a part of your church. I wouldn't even want to be based off on your characteristic. That seems like, really, that seems like particular standards. Not high standards, but particular standards, which are very nagging, very exhausting, very unappealing, to the point where it's bad enough where you are, facing the challenges outside in the real world, but horrible when you have to come home and you have that same kind of energy with people who are supposed to be like on your side, on your team, or understanding. Like there's nothing here. But this is why one of the contributive reasons to why I cut said people in person in particular off. Now here's the thing. I left my cards in storage, but I have some I have like these index cards that I use that I bought a long time ago for studying. I'm still in school, by the way, but imagine here, pardon me, because I actually had it like this. Yeah, yeah. Imagine here that these are actual playing cards, right? That I have in my hand. I'm having the sound effects from my from the recorder. So imagine in my hand, I'm holding some playing cards, right? You got your cub, you got your hearts, you got your diamonds, and you got your spades, right? Now, the out of these cards, you have the spades and the hearts still in my hands, right? Can you see that? Can you see that? Okay. Now let's just say the hearts are white people, particularly the particular white people that have a certain bias, a certain kind of mentality that is unseemingly unhealthy, and pretty radical to the point where it is suffocating to other races. Um, it involves harming people, like unjustly, or trying to belittle people unjustly. Here you have the spades, and this is going to represent the black people. Okay. Now, for some reason, unprovoked, unprovoked, the hearts don't like the spades, even though they definitely share similarities. Okay, so the hearts are going to try to make the spades feel really insecure. They're going to try to belittle them. They're going to try to pick them apart. They're going to try to make them work doubly hard, even triple hard, whatever it is, in order, historically, and this is facts, they're going to make them do the work that they want them to do. Like, basically, they want the spades to work doubly hard for the sake of the hearts. So they're going to use word manipulation, word play, and things of that nature in order to make other races, including the hearts races, to think of the spades as inferior. Now, because again, like I said, if they look the same, it's the heart is going to do what it can in order to separate itself. Okay? For some reason, people really like the spades. The spades are just very unique and very different from the heart and, pardon me, I'm actually holding it upside down, between the diamonds and the cubs. You feel me? Like, if anything, it's actually pretty relatable. So, like with the spade has a tail, just like the club, and the spade has a pointy part, just like the diamonds. So people are gravitating more to the spade than they are towards the heart, and the heart is really fucking upset with that. And so the heart is going to do whatever it can in order to belittle and devalue the spade as much as possible. they'll be like, oh, did you see that? Did you see that spade? Like they don't want to make it obvious, but they're going to do everything that they can with wordplay in order to go ahead and devalue the spade. So, and it's crazy because they will actually look similar. Because if you look at it, and if you look at a basic deck, wow, this live is messing up so badly. I'm so very glad I am recording this on my phone, so that way I can go ahead and upload it later to YouTube. So they look pretty similar. In fact, the heart knows this, but they know that they just cannot be exactly like the spade. Pardon me so much. So but yeah, they were like, look, well, we kind of have the same vicinity, because like if anything, the spade looks like an upside down heart, but it just has like a thing on top, you know. So okay, so it's darker, it's black, but like, you know, well, I am bright, so like I'm bright, and I la 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 la, whatever excuse that, you know, the heart is going to do, is going to try to make itself obvious and known in order to go ahead and belittle the spade. And the spade knows this, but the spade is going to go ahead and continue being what it's being. It has no choice. It's really just, you know, it has no choice. It has no life. It could conform, but why would it want to? You feel me? Like in the deck of cards, you are what you are. You feel me? It would be a complete struggle for you to want to go ahead and cut off your tail in order to comply with the heart, who already established that it doesn't like itself as is, or else it wouldn't be trying to come for another in such an ugly ass way. Now, because this is basically, hold on, before I go into that, because the heart hates itself so fucking much, it's going to go ahead and talk to the diamonds and the club, because basically these two cannot get enough of the spade. And so it's like, oh, did you see the spade? The spade was blah 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 blah. The spade was blah 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 blah. You feel me? And the heart is just like, oh, whatever. But you know, I heard that the heart is like, has like a king, and has like the number 3 and the number 4, and the number 3 and 4 with a spade, I heard, is bad luck. And they be like, oh really? They be like, and the heart is like, oh yeah, you didn't hear that? Oh yeah, it's in all the articles. Meanwhile, this motherfucker is literally typing the articles, and it's just like, oh yeah, well, you know, I heard that the spade is actually related to the Joker. Yeah. Oh, Diamond and the club don't like the Joker. Climate and the Dub do not like the Joker. And the heart is like, oh yeah, definitely. Spade knows all. Spade definitely was just all up and down on the Joker. All up and down on the Joker. And all of a sudden, the diamond and the club are starting to, whatever lies that the heart is doing, or whatever kind of mockery and stuff like that is doing. In fact, actually, they will do something like, hey, look at the spade. Doesn't it kind of, and like, hold on, it would be like, oh, look at the spade. Like, doesn't the spade kind of look like the Joker? They'd be like, no, but like, look at it. Like, doesn't it have, it has the same color as the Joker, but not like you, club. It has like, it looks like more like the color of the Joker. In fact, like the shape of it too, of its face, looks kind of like the Joker's face. Like, you see how the pointy hat with the Joker, it kind of looks like the spade. Ooh, that doesn't look good now, does it, fellas? And the other cards are going to be like, yeah, nah, it doesn't look really good. No, it doesn't look really good. But that's what the heart will do. That's what the heart will do. It will trick you because it is jealous. That heart is a sensitive ass bitch. Okay? Like, bro, really, caught up in all its heart-like feelings, it's being a sensitive ass bitch. And so, what it's doing, and maybe not all hearts, but definitely the ace or the queen. No, excuse me, the queen of hearts. Let's make this very particular. The queen of hearts. I'm just gonna make that more. The queen of hearts is like the ringleader. Is like is like furious. It's just like, oh my god, like for real, for real. No, you gotta listen to me. You gotta listen to me because I know all. You feel me? Like I actually control, all the other cards. I control ace. I control the king. Like the ace looks out for me. The ace will do what I say, and the king, of course, king and queen. So like they do whatever I say, and everything else just follows suit. So anyway, the queen is quite displeased with just the spade, the entire spade being the spade, and will attack anybody who else seems like a spade. I have like a little cat hair on my face. So, all right, we get the fact that this person does not like the spade. We get the fact that this person is very insecure with himself. We get that. We know that. We also understand that there's so much wordplay and criticism, lies, projections, all that other kind of jazz. But for some reason, people just can't stop or using whatever excuse that they can in order to still listen to the queen because, of its title, of the way it looks. It's just a loudmouth bitch wanting fucking, look at me, but listen to me too. And the fact that the spade is not doing it and doing its own thing infuriates the queen because she thinks that she owns everybody, bro, every fucking body. And so she's gonna do everything. She's not basically she's acting as if she is the card dealer, the one that shuffles the cards. And she will do her best to manipulate the cards to move every which way it can. She's a manipulator. She will try to shuffle the cards. She will try to shuffle the deck. She will try to shuffle the deck of everybody's life. Whatever hand you are dealt, this queen right here will try to usurp and steal, covet, lie, cheat, sleep with, project, any and everything in order to make her hand look better than everybody else's. Everybody else's. Especially if you are somebody who loves yourself, somebody who does their own thing, this is a fucking kryptonite to that queen and to basically her flying monkeys, which seems to be the whole entire family of hearts right now, minus one or two, and I'll leave that. Actually, hold on. I'll leave that for particular hearts because there are other cards in the game that are actually witnessing how ugly this bitch is to the point where it was just like, we don't know why we put you so high there in the first place. You are a horrible, 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 horrible individual. And so people are witnessing that. And yet they're still not doing enough in order to go ahead and just like demote her or cut her out of the fucking deck in its entirety or replace her. Because right now she's crinkled and she's useless. She's just doing a whole bunch of projecting and just blah 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 blah. She's not playing the game correctly. She's making her own rules in a worse way. Like the game is this. Like the game could be rummy and she's playing I declare war. That's who this bitch is. That's who this bitch is. She's upside down. Because that's what her life is. Her life is upside down, and so she's not happy until she turns everybody else's life upside down. As we are going on with this, we've already established that this person is wanting to do everything and anything in its power to belittle and humiliate and even harm. Because now that they've gotten the ear of Diamond and Club, now they want to take it even further by just taking the entire, taking that specific club card, pardon me, and any club that supports or looks like them, out of the game. I'm like, oh well, let's make a new game. You know, like let's play Old Maid, but with just us three. And it's okay if you look like a spade, but you need to kind of put yourself upside down on your head to just kind of look more like us. Like basically the little tail that you have. So if there are like other spades who I obviously like look and represent like, you know, a spade, the heart is going to be like, okay, well, you need to turn yourself upside down and call yourself like, you know, pledge yourself to me and just say that that little thing on top is like a stupid little hat where you are learning from me because I'm teacher. So yeah, that's basically what this is basically what this you know, this airhead queen is. Now, for all the things that is beautiful about the spade, the queen here is really trying to do its damnedest to take away all facets and all characteristics and then throw it onto itself. So the queen will attack the shape of it will attack the shape of the spade and then go ahead and try to convince itself that it's sort of like the spade. It's mental. It really is mental. There's a lot of stuff that I will definitely go into that later though, but the gist of this whole thing is just that there's a really insecure and deeply mentally ill person who is in need of psychiatric care that is going on and going forth with her life very negatively. And it's really concerning because this person has children, and it's just like, well, wow, there really needs to be some sort of government agency that kind of, and it's a shame that you work for the government too. That is also concerning. It's just like, wow, we already know and we've already witnessed there's been tons of fucking evidence and materials and articles about the condition of the government in itself being unwell. So naturally, why would you want to go ahead and respect somebody who actually works within the government? It makes it seem like, well, damn, like you didn't make it any better. Considering your ugly ass attitude, I'm pretty sure you're one of the contributing factors that actually made it worse. You seem like an ugly ass bitch, inside and out. And I can see that why you hate Spade. Spade seems better anyway. So anyway, so it's just like, yo, here we are in a situation, no less, no less, no less. Here we are in a situation where it's just like overall in the grand scheme of things, you made it. You didn't make the improvements necessary. Like you did a lot, and you still sucked, pretty much. So yeah, or you chose a route more traveled by, but definitely, yeah, it's just, oh boy. All right, so that's pretty much it. That's really it. But I wanted to go ahead and just say that with the queen, you have a deck of cards. You in that family of cards, you have the ace, normally being 1 or higher than a king, and then you have 2 through 10, and then you have a jack, a queen, and a king. Sorry, that's not an for okay. I think. Yeah. So it's really that's supposed to be making up a family, okay? Or a suit, excuse me. That is a suit. In a card, in a deck of cards, that is a suit. So you have you have the ace, which represents 1 or higher than a king, and then you have 2 through 10, and then you have a jack, a queen, and a king. Now we already know that this person has self-appointed herself based off on a whole bunch of other shit that she was going to be a queen, and then she, you know, she became one based off on some duplicitous, underhanded stuff, but she became one nonetheless. And for some reason, she's just not happy with the suit that she was, you know, with the suit that she has. She's not happy with the hand that she was, you know, that she worked for, you know, that she happened to steal. She happened to lie about. She happened to do all this other kind of stuff in order to attain this. Like, it's not good enough for her. She obviously wants more. Now, there are other suits too. There you have the diamond in the club. Oh, this is what I was talking about. Like the way how she was going ahead to just, you know, insult and attack the spade was just like, oh yeah, if you have like, a little tail or something like that, you're basically, her passive aggressive comments were also interfering with these two, or spucking up their heads too. Because again, with the whole Joker thing with the pointy hat, that was getting into Diamond's head. And the thing with the tail, that was getting to the club's head. So then, before you know it, Club and Diamond were conforming, and they didn't want to go ahead and be ostracized or be pointed out and targeted, because they were seeing the repercussions of what happens when you are being attacked and nagged and ridiculed, or being vilified by a very sensitive, overhyped, and exaggerating bitch who likes to lie and wants attention all the fucking time. So yeah, so now that she's basically got people to conform, now that she's got people to conform, she is willing to share the spotlight, sorta. As long as people just, they'll still allow her to be in her environment and stuff like that, in their environment, and she can kind of control and manipulate them. Like she'll play maternal and use these individuals as pawns, where they are expendable and this, that, here, and the third. Okay? Okay? Alright? My thing here is just that you have somebody who's very definitely played the long game, and just a cyclical error of trying to be authentic and trying to be everything that people like, and trying to exemplify this look of perfection, while behind the scenes that she is not. And someone who would have been really satisfied with themselves would have been, taking the hit. Like, for someone to claim that they're so smart, emotionally, fiscally, financially, and socially, and even, I said, yeah, yeah, you're just not getting it. So for some reason, you're not getting that the no contact order means I don't want anything to do with you. You're not respecting the fact that I have videos and I've literally uttered that I don't want anything to do with you. That is not just overstepping boundaries. That just shows that you have total disregard. Like, how can you say that you actually love somebody, and you have a refusal to let that person go, and you want to go ahead and still insert that person into your fucking life by making like these sort of helpful critiques. And then you have fellow niggers and racists out there that are very quick to go ahead and be yes men to you, because they overall are in fear of being targeted, and or being the ones that are engaging in drama and unnecessary conflict, and wanting to have a power dynamic, and just wanting to be going ahead to be overall bitter and ugly. It's getting pathetic. Ultimately, when I'm comparing the Queen Heart, it's historical facts in documents, in articles, in passages, pamphlets, videos, recordings, audio, about how racist white people really have gone ahead to oppress, demonize, humiliate other people. And so, yeah, it really is no different than the way how a lot of black people within history, and also in modern day, are doing the same fucking shit, unprovoked, for their own self-serving gratitude. This is for entertainment purposes for them. This is for money, for capitalistic reasons, for overly, actually not even for just capitalistic reasons, for exploitative reasons, for ego trips, because they're insecure and they're bored and they don't know how to utilize their life and things of that nature. But I'm just saying, and I'm, again, not all whites and not all blacks. Just a particular group that are very fucking, like, retarded. And yeah, I'm using that word because I'm pretty sure that in the future, a word that is used today that is supposedly offensive will not be as offensive in the future. But it's just like, okay, mentally challenged. What is the word that you seem to be more offended by, or what is the word that you seem to be more satisfied by? You guys don't like the word nigger, even though that's what you guys have been acting. guys don't like the word racist, even though that's how you've been acting. You guys don't like, but this is how you've been acting. And it's not even just like in a moment where you have been basically acting in these ways like were nonviolent. You know, you have been violent. You have been aggressive. You have been persistent in your agenda to go ahead and harm me. You have been persistent in your agenda to vilify and slander my character, smear campaign me with lies and projections that you guys have already done 10 times over. You intentionally left out context, trying to demonize me and trying to vilify me to the audience. So you've missed the parts about you going ahead to try to kill me. You've missed the parts about you putting nasty things in my food. You missed the part where you went ahead and stole my money. You missed the part where you went ahead and cheated on me first and other relationships. I'm not talking about this is right here. I'm not talking about like the friend. Even though you lied about that. Okay, you were always a smelly person. You were originally like you were really given you were given the nickname of a smelly person when I first fucking met you. And you were always the one that were making yourself the victim. Like the actual victim. And I was the one, like other people right now, are, trying to help you out. Or trying to come to your feelings. Or trying to like come to your rescue in regards to your feelings. It was you. It was you. And you admitted during mediation that I did have the accurate address where you grew up at. And they happen to fix it up now, which is really good though. But you don't even live there anymore, which is, irrelevant. But it's still important to say that you grew up, like you came from the slums, and you did some very underhanded and cheating things in order to get where you are. Now, some people might find that shit inspirational, and some people might not. But it has inspired other people to do the same, and it's just like some really dark and nasty ass shit had to come through that, and they're willing to go ahead and cross people who did them nothing but good. So, all right, other guy here. I'm telling you, this is just like ridiculous. Ridiculous. Pardon me for one moment. Pardon me for a moment. Oh, fluffies, you know me so well. Okay. So I didn't mean to look at myself. So I just it's just really weird for you to have your own suit, have your own position, and you're not satisfied exactly with what you have. You are very much akin to the oppressors of a lot of people's ancestors. To be you are acting in alignment to what oppressors did to our ancestors, to a lot of people's ancestors. This is how you're behaving right now. This is really how you're behaving, and it's like it's seemingly unkind. It's you are, for lack of a better word, undeveloped. You haven't learned a fucking thing. We have history records and things of that nature in order for you to have learned and to have done better, to be better. But you don't. You want to talk about my performance as an individual, but here you are being the epitome of a nigger coon. Oh my god. That's exactly what you are. You are a nigger coon through and through. Okay, so you are definitely the thing that embodies a fucking nigger and coon, and I'm gonna explain this. Here you are. If this was back in the 1800s, you decided to go ahead and try to get the attention of your slave master by mimicking their behavior, by belittling a fellow slave, and trying to show that you are better, even though you guys are, I guess, like in equal positions and things of that nature. Okay, you might have even been lower, and this person, another person could have been just like a house slave. and you wanted to do whatever it is that you're in your power to, in order to become said house slave, and even to be their fucking concubine. Like if you wanted to work all the way up, aim high. So anyway, you've done what you've done in terms of, I guess, survival of the fittest. But you don't even have that excuse in this time period. Like, you really had somebody who's willing to swim with you and help you out of the waters, but you wanted to do whatever. You had such a jealousy streak that you try to hide, that you want to go ahead and try to push that other person in the fucking water. You are extremely, extremely pathetic. This topic is about, this topic is titled about card games, because you think that life is a game. And so that's why I wanted to use card games as an example. And because again, you find yourself as a queen, and you want to go ahead and belittle other suits, other people, other individuals. You yourself become a weak link. Because there can be many people, there can be just enough cards in the deck that can equal a 10. Because that's all you are. And it's crazy because, like, in the card, you're a 10. But in the real world, you're less than that. But you carry yourself in a way where you're trying to intimidate people, and you have to lie to people in order to make yourself perceive like yourself as a 10. But you're not. You are the very thing that you look down on, that you sneer at, that you turn your turn your nose up at. You are so pathetic in so many ways. You want to try to define me as a number 3, and the thing is that even if I was a number 3, that I would still be okay with that, because I can always pair myself with others, and I'm the kind of resourceful person where I can get far more better than you. I really fucking could. I really, really fucking could. Even if you wanted to call me a fucking 2. Like, depending on what the game is, bitch, I'd end you. I really would fucking end you. And it seems like you are struggling now, or else you wouldn't be still talking about me in such a negative ass way. I would, I would say in a very caring way that I hope you seek help, but you're too far gone. You're just always a problem. You always want to go ahead and talk about, oh my cat. Like, come on, guys. Okay. Like, you always want to go ahead and just truly be the Debbie Downer to another person's problems, but you want to go ahead and exaggerate, hype up, and make yourself seem like the victim. Don't fight. Don't fight. Like, as the person, like, as myself, who was, always defined as the strong, funny friend. Guys, I mean it. As a person who was always defined as the strong and funny friend. So that's where I know they're going to come. Neela, let him use the bathroom or eat. Okay, anyway. So, being the person who was defined as a strong or funny friend, it was just like, you expected me to, swallow all my problems and cater to you. And you're even upset now that I myself am advocating for myself and protesting against matters to which you're causing. And you over here, you hate that. You hate that. And you really hate the fact that I do not want to tolerate not only your presence, your existence, but the fact that you still can't just move on, that you cannot handle rejection, and that you need to go ahead and try to challenge who I am and challenge my lifestyle from afar. I'm also trying to I'm trying to I'm imagining it like a garbage disposal right now, because I'm trying to break down this content in a way that's easily digestible in order for you guys to go ahead and consume this. It's just, kind of feed you with this knowledge. If you are this self-proclaimed queen, and you have your medals, you have your honors and things of that nature, and you're never happy. You were never happy for me back in the day. You were never happy for me back in the day. People had to say things in order for you to go ahead and congratulate me. When I, during school and in my adult life, you didn't want to step up and say anything until other people did. And you started to claim that you wanted to support me, and then you ended up then you ended up copying my stuff and seizing my intellectual property for your own self-serving gain. It's gross, and it really shuts down a lot of the black people, especially the racist whites, who are saying that I've never worked hard, or that I've never pursued anything. And all the while, in the background, you guys were doing a lot of shit where you were collaborating together to delay me, to fluctuate, and I have these emails still, to fluctuate up and down these price ranges in regards to negotiations, quotes and contracts and all the other kind of stuff in relation to an invention that I had made, or a patent design that I came up with. But you missed that context. You missed that context because she didn't tell you that. She told you a lot of other things, and then she even lied and said that we were working in business together. But then I even recorded some of my interactions with other people just to show and prove that this was an independent thing. Whenever I say I'm talking about me and my mentors at the SCORE program. This was an independent thing. But then she wanted to throw in her name, so she was definitely like a thief, a thief with my identity, and a thief for just a whole bunch of stuff. Overall, I'm going to sum this up. Ooh, 48 minutes. Overall, I'm going to sum this up. There is a black woman who is doing her due diligence to pretend that she's all about black excellence and that she's against black mediocrity. But this is a woman who obviously is not for either. And let me tell you why. She's just out for herself. She's just a person who wants to go ahead and perceive herself as black excellence, because she herself stops. She pretends to be someone who's anxious and gets anxiety about always being the best, but it's always about being the best towards a person that she's targeting and that she is copying. She's not trying to be better than people who are better than her. She's not even trying to be better than herself. She's just not stopping with targeting me and trying to come for me. So black excellence is definitely out of the window. She's not trying to go for black excellence. She's just trying to go for whatever it is that's better than whatever I was pursuing or whatever I was going for. So this is definitely a nigger, because it's for the entertainment and for the purpose that people are willing to financially back and allow people to glass ceiling excel for the sake of their own ego. From people in the Middle East, from people in Asia, from people in Europe, from people in Africa, who all establish that same kind of mentality where they are deeply insecure, where they are deeply, deeply stunted, undeveloped. These people are extremely are tone deaf and self-entitled to other people's space and privacy, all the while hiding a fucking vault of skeletons and cadavers that are just thinking up the place. So no, I'm not going to, and I don't know why other people will continue to listen to a loudmouth queen. It's just like, bitch, shut up and throw down the fucking cards already. Play the fucking game. The game that you're playing is not the game that we're playing. You feel me? It's just like, play the game or step away from the fucking table. You can shut the fuck up and move on. If you continue with this bullshit, then you are really a fucking loser who is just, like, just go to the side and eat some fucking peanuts, bitch. You seem to really like nuts, bitch. So why don't you go ahead and do that? And a lot of other kind of things. You feel me? Why don't you go to the bathroom? Okay? Why don't you go ahead and do there? You know? Go ahead and do your thing. I hear that you like fucking bathrooms and stuff like that. Okay? Why don't you go ahead and have a drink? There's not going to be a line in that bathroom. Although there's going to be a line in that bathroom. Again, from what I hear about you. The Coke situations. Now see how those kind of matters makes you look very stupid? Like, oh my God. You omit that. In your autobiography, you omit those things. But those were things that honestly it kept you going though, right? It made it was a thing that you used in order to go ahead and trick people, to buy yourself into certain kind of positions, to fuck your way to certain kind of positions, to lie. Because remember, in order to stay afloat, apparently, you're over here still looking over your shoulders and you're looking back at me. Or to what you think that, you're looking back at me because you have like whatever position that you're in. That's you. That's you. But you're definitely not for Black excellence. You may not be for Black mediocrity either, because it's just like you want to go ahead and appeal yourself to people who you see lower than you. But you want to go ahead and try to make them to be, a little bit better, but not too better. You want to still be able to control them, threaten them if necessary, and if ultimately, or leave them at a disadvantage to the point where they are naturally without. Finally, anybody who's definitely going to be a part of your suit, a part of, the game that you want to play, I don't see any importance in playing that card game with them. You feel me? I'll try to make my own fucking card game. Bitch, I will play solitaire if need be. Alright? With my own fucking self or with my fucking suit. But I will literally play fucking solitaire if necessary. While you go ahead and you go do your own thing. But do your own thing and leave me the fuck out of it. But the thing is that, we've already established you can't. You are the one that is fucking lost. You are the one that is fucking... You're the Joker. That's the thing. You're the one that has easy access to be penetrated. You're the one that has easy access to be penetrated by the Joker. And you give it up so easy, bitch. You give it up so easy. From what you told me and what I hear. So my thing is, again, go fuck yourself. I have boundaries put in place, and I have the necessary materials in order to go ahead and back that up. I do not like hearing a lot of messy ass, I don't care what race you are, I just don't want to hear any kind of messy ass bullshit from anybody in regards to what I'm doing with my life, because it just sounds like y'all mad. In fact, I know you are. I know you are by the way you behave, actions really do speak louder than words. Yeah. Alright, well, I'm gonna go and I'm going to put that on my YouTube. And yeah. You guys go ahead and be miserable, and you guys should be really careful, because considering as to how a lot of the situations you guys do based off on your ego really just exposes you more and more and trips you up to the awful human beings that you are, to the contradiction that you are, and to the highest regard. Like, you want to talk bigger picture, and you're here to just go ahead and repeat the same mistakes that, our history repeated when they sold us out over to like overseas. Like you're you're doing that. You feel me? Like you're doing that. I'm gonna take a moment because I need to just kind of to myself. I'm gonna look at myself. Pardon me. Ah, you tried it. You really tried it. You really tried it. Oh my god. So I was fluffing with my cat. Like I really, oh my god, they're so adorable. I love sleeping with my cat. Like so cute and fluffy. And he's chunky. I love chunky cats. Like not too obese. I don't want you wheezing, you poor little thing. Um, but I love like rotund or like fed cats. And he's the chunkiest. So I love squeezing him. I love giving him like forehead kisses. I like biting him. Like pretending to bite him. Like I just, oh my god, he's just so adorable. He doesn't like it. But that's when I stop. Once he starts wagging that tail just a little bit too much, I'm just like, okay, like I stop. Consent. But yeah, but I appreciate when he starts purring. He allows me to go ahead and just That's when he's telling me like I have cute aggression. He's just so cute. Okay. Let's see. Let's see some other things that I'm probably gonna do tonight. All right. Where is my? Wait, I have a pen. Don't. No, this is annoying. Do you see how? Do you see how this hair is moving? It's because I literally have like, oh now it's moving. It's because I have this right here and it just like keeps falling in my face, and I have like these little wispy hairs that keep falling in my face, and I'm like, oh god, getting in my eyes. Anytime when I move my face, because it's not too long, it's not long enough in order for me to like kind of like put it behind my ear or anything of that nature. It just happens to just casually. But this would be cute for a rom com or something like that, and I'm just like, and there's like, oh my god, did you see this? Son it's like, again, anyway, so this would have been really cute, like during rom com, just like, and like the guy is just like, I'm like, all right, so tell me about yourself, like, and the guy just like, me be great, yo. I swear to God, yo. Thanks to start hating for no reason. For no, what the fuck? Okay, I'm about to go because situations. Okay. So I have not changed this photo because I really like it. It's just a beautiful bouquet. She's so cute. She gives what she gives. She gives what she gives. You want to see another next bouquet? um. Yeah. Wait. I was gonna say something else. Hold on. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Perfect. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in. exhale. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's like, that's gonna be helpful for a lot of bitches that are really just, having a lot of heavy energy. That's nice. So yeah, spidoosh. So yeah, and I say that as a plus size person myself. So don't get cute. But I'm just like, yo, like, why are you? What's your damage? For real, so like, what is your fucking damage? It's two plus size black women who are just like, in the world, going through our own things, respectively different, and you want to cause trouble. You feel me? So it's just like, you're not really for mediocrity, but you're damn sure not, like, you're also damn sure not for black excellence, And I myself am okay with either because I think that we all have a part. There's a difference between, here's the thing, black mediocrity, I feel like it's okay. Trust and believe. There are people out there who literally live off of other people's, you know, I'm literally about to fuck you from this fucking, you see that? Fake card's right. What the shit? Anyway, so there are people out there who quite literally live off of other people in the most egregious kind of way. Okay, you can even fucking look in the Bible. Who was that? Who was that cat who literally? It was a guy who was looking. It was a guy minding his own business, in his own lane, and he happened to see the finest honey out there. He was like, "Damn, I want that. That is who I want to wife." And so he's over here approaching. He's just like, "Wow, you're beautiful. I want you. I'm going to talk to your father." And she's just like, "Bet, I like you too." He's like, "Bet." So he's talking to his dad. To her dad, and he's like, "Yo, hey man, what's up? Respectfully, I love your daughter, and I will treat her with the utmost care. I will respect her above and beyond. Okay, I'm here to make an agreement. Like, let's talk business, because obviously in this day and age, it's about, hey, what are you gonna do for it? Let's pay." About dowries and things like that of that nature. But it's just like, what can I do in order to get that? And the father is a horrible, corrupt, stupid ass, horrible person. And he's just like, I see a chunk. So he's just like, you know what? Hey, what's going on? He's like a car salesman, basically. He's like, you know what? I like you. You seem like you are a good person. I like the head on top of the shoulders. It rests really well. Yes, nice. So what I'm going to do for you, because you seem like a good guy and I like your face, I'm going to allow you to earn my daughter. You will service me for X amount of time, and I'll let you have her, provided also with payment, of course. And he's just like, this is a steep offer. You got yourself a deal. And he's just like, So, so he does it, and unfortunately, he ends up being con. So he's just like, okay, like, let's stretch this out. You feel me? He pushes the fucking goal, okay? And he's just like, you know what? Ooh, see, about that, I can't deliver. I can't deliver. I said, I'm going to give you my other daughter, da 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 da. And he's just like, hold up, what the fuck is that? Like, I don't want that. Like, I said, I wanted her. Okay, I wanted her. And they be like, I get that. But we're gonna give you this one instead, okay? Unfortunately, the other one, we had to take her off the fucking lot. Unfortunately, there's some problems going on with that. So we're gonna give you this other one, this other model here. We really need to get it. Like, we're giving you a good deal here, okay? Okay, man. Like, like, why are you getting upset with us? Okay, like, why I'm trying to help you. You feel me? So, like I said, he was being a car salesman. Anyway, the guy got played. He already dedicated enough time. He wasted a good portion of his life. For a woman, unfortunately, that he couldn't get in because the father had condom. And yeah, if you read the story, you would not be disappointed. Although you would be very disappointed in the fact that the Bible tried to make a fucking lesson out of that shit. It was just like, oh no. This is why I disagree with the Bible so much. This is like on so many levels. But anyway, yeah, that's I don't even know where I was going with that, but it was a really good story. It's just like there's just points in time. Wait, hold on. Actually, hold on. Ooh, ooh. I don't know what I was going with that, but it was a really good story. It's just like the Bible tried to make a fucking lesson of time. He wasted. Model here, like she, like we really. Hello. Hold up. Hold up. What the fuck is that? Like I don't want that. Like I. Damn. Okay, I'm about to go because situations. Okay. So I have not changed this photo because I really like it. It's just a beautiful bouquet. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Plus size. So yeah. Spitty. So yeah. And I say that as a plus size person myself. So don't be cute. But I'm just like, yeah, like why are you? What's your damage? For real, it's like, what is your fucking damage? It's 2 plus size black women who are just like, in the world, going through our own things, respectively different, and you want to cause trouble. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you're not really for mediocrity, but you're damn sure not, like, you're also damn sure not for black excellence. And I myself am okay with either because I think that we all have a part. There's a difference between, here's the thing, black mediocrity, I feel like it's okay. Trust and believe, there are people out there who literally live off of other people's, I'm literally about to plug. Okay. Yeah. So, I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, hold on. Okay, so yeah, that was a good example. So yeah, there's basically people who use others in order to get what they want, and it is deplorable. We see it today. We see it back in the day. We see it in the Bibles. We see it in stories. We see it in movies. We see it in Aesop fables and all other kind of jazz. It doesn't make it right. You feel me? Just because it's done doesn't make it right. I mean, shit. There's in each of those mediums, there's also stories and references to people cheating. There's also references about people killing other people. You feel me? Cain and Abel is a great story about something like that, where you are so jealous and you're not content with being a shepherd, that you are jealous of a gardener, of a farmer, and it's just like it's really fucked up. It's really fucked up. Oh my god. What is that? I'm looking in the mirror now because I'm just like, I'm just so tired. Okay, but yeah, it's pathetic. Here we are, 2 plus size people, and you've already done so much disrespect in order to offend me and my life, that for you to try to continue this is really stupid. And there's people who are older than me who have literally nothing else to live for. Like this right here is their entire life, or like mostly their entire life. And there's people who are younger, and they make this their entire life to continuously want to do something in order to try to provoke me or bother me or insult me, so that way I can respond to them and get their attention. But it's just like me, whenever I speak, and you see that I'm not one of these bitches that need to go ahead and try to maintain your attention every single fucking day. Whenever I speak, I have something to say that's not here to just address you. It's to exemplify you as a fucking stupid ass nigger and racist that you choose to be. You are the exemplified image, individual total business, corporation, entity, government, group, da 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 da, that volunteer to be made an example of, to be dragged, and also be a lesson for others. You are the cautionary tale. You've put me through a whole lot of bullshit, miscontext, and intentionally abused me. And in order to go ahead and try to escape judicial punishment and the criticisms and pointed fingers from other people, you rather keep using the weapons that got you here in the first place. You're broken, and it's not my place to go ahead and fix you. It just makes you look more pathetic that you don't. It's not even that you don't know any better. It's that you choose not to do better. When you know better, you do better. You already know better. You've been knew better, and then you even try to exemplify yourself like you're a person who was going to teach. Well, like they say, I guess those who can't teach. And you were the kind of person that was definitely one of those motherfuckers who did not have the experience to, but were looking and surveilling somebody who is. You were stalking me to the point where you were taking notes and going ahead to teach it to others. You weren't the person who had that lived experience. You were the performer. Okay, you were the storyteller. People were listening, but they also know that I have a fucking mouth, and that actually I can be a great storyteller too. I can also be able to tell you from my perspective, and I can tell you from the horse's mouth and give you the insight, the true and proper insight. And a lot of people who are very envious of the fact that I'm the person who can actually tell you the tale are fucking triggered. It's one thing for the warrior to come back and tell you about to regale you with the tales about the journey and the pursuits that they have overcome. But I guess it's another thing where there are people who are like, the barbs, the minstrels that go ahead and jazz it up in order to make it more palatable for the audience, because sometimes people don't want to hear about the blood slashing and all the other kind of stuff and all the gore, and I do get that. But there's certain kind of people who definitely want to go ahead and try to do too much. They might try to say, oh, it was them that actually won the war, and it was them that decided to go ahead and fight that battle. It was them that decided to actually be the person who completely funded the whole fucking organization or something like that, the entire war and the military garments and all that other kind of stuff, when it wasn't. It really, really wasn't. And I don't want to give you that kind of fucking access, because you totally abuse it in a way where it literally, physically, emotionally, financially, medically harmed me and those who I love. And those who I love are my pets. That's the only family that I have. I don't have any children. Based off on your fallacies and your false narratives, I don't have a lot of the things that you guys have been saying. I don't have a lot of the things that you guys have been falsifying evidence and falsifying materials and falsifying documents in order to make your lives look better. This is really fucking gross. And ultimately, I'm just going to wrap it up to say that I really had it up to here, to the point I really had it up to here to where people of all races are continuously being a fucking minus, and where the justice system has shown their ass to be the fucking cowards. Because I don't know how old the oldest employee is within the government, within the United States government, but goddamn, do you just seem like a fucking embarrassment, to the point where you are not like the person. You must have been one of the racist motherfuckers that were going ahead to go to undermine the Black Panthers and some shit. You were probably like the mail clerk in the FBI headquarters who worked your way fucking up during the time when you were the mail clerk during Black Panther civil rights movement, and you worked your way up so that way you can be where you are in the position that you are. But you still hold that racism, you still hold that hatred and that bias. And so you were just quick in a hurry to go ahead and try to employ, support, and endorse a nigger who wants to go ahead and target a Black woman and attract other people of minorities to go ahead and vilify me based off on lies, torture, and harm me for the sake of entertainment, and to wake up whatever kind of delusions that you have. And I have enough stuff to go ahead to show that there's bad blood between me and my relatives, that there's bad blood between me and people who I've cut off, and that there's also bad blood between me and anybody else who have continuously done extremely offensive things in my fucking presence. You've shown your asses. and you are very contradictory. I can literally, I'm going to, I would love to take this opportunity to play my videos and put it next to videos of how hyped up, how passionate you guys are, and how angry you guys are against injustices that you set for yourselves or for people that you liked, and put it next to mine. Now, I wasn't the person who decided to go ahead and compare myself to others. You were the ones that decided to go do that when you made the mistake of saying that first off, I'm not a victim. Second, by demeaning it. Thirdly, by hyping it up and saying that I'm supposed to be like, angry and aggressive, unprovoked, when I've already shown diplomacy, patience, resourcefulness, and, and grace. But you ultimately decided to do the absolute most. It is so much of a joke for you to try to carry yourself around as a fucking queen of hearts, no less, and yet you are intimidated by something, a card that you see as lesser than. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. I think that in a suit, everybody has its part. Everybody plays its fucking part. Everything has a meaning. It's actually needed. And in no way was it something to be like, look down on. I would consider myself in society based off on the achievements that I have, the actual accomplishments that I've made, and the fact that I survived or am surviving, exactly, knock on wood, thus far. I consider me a fucking jack of all trades, a jack of spades, if you will. And you are really fucking triggered as the queen of hearts. And for some reason, you've taken it upon yourself to advertise to everybody that I'm the one that people need to watch out for. That I'm the problem. That I'm the one that needs to be taken out of the deck and put by myself and not have anything in my life. You say it and you act it out without having to act it out. And if people weren't so lazy, herd mentality thinking, or in a position where they are easily, basically, people right now are always given, we're easily accommodating with things. In this day and age, we have fast communication. We have access to get anything that we want to by the click of a button from a fucking cell phone. We are spoiled with technology. So we don't really even have to think as easily, or we don't have to, like, we don't have to think, excuse me, as we used to before. Okay, we have AI, we have Google Home, we have Siri, we have so many things at our fingertips that allows us to not think as we once had, and that, unfortunately, that is a shame, and it cannot be easily remedied by just a book. Even though people would like to make it think like that, it cannot easily be remedied by a book. It does help, not to get it confused. It does help. Reading does help, but I'm just saying, like, there's more to it than that. If that was the case, where just reading was going to be the thing that was actually going to make you think, think enough in order to help save your life, like Harlequins and stuff like that. Like a lot of the stories that you guys read, when you guys read and you talk about the importance of reading, a lot of you just read like fairy tale stories. A lot of Harlequin romances, a lot of things that will probably like pep you guys up, and not self improvement, but other kind of fictional tales, which is totally fine. But my thing here is just that I think that if the importance behind reading, please read. Okay, definitely read. I don't want to start a situation where it makes it seem like we're about to burn some fucking books or anything of that nature. I'm not making that fucking conversation. I am talking about the importance of reading. Reading is extremely important. Just go ahead and restrict that. Strict that away from the conversation. reading is definitely important. I highly recommend reading. What my point was, where I'm going with this, and I know that this bitch will literally try to misconstrue my words, is just that it really depends on what the reading is. Reading overall is definitely healthy and fundamental for your brain and for your intellectual advancement. I'm just saying that there's a lot of context out there right now where I see a lot of people reading a certain kind of materials that are really repetitive. You feel me? It's a lot of expected material that you can already guess on what you're going to read. It's nothing that is actually going to really super tickle your brain. The only thing that is pretty much a challenge to you is just maybe on the pace and the fastness on how quickly you can get through a book. But it would be great if you could actually read different kind of genres and kind of exercise your brain more. That right there, like, that's beneficial. My only thing that I wanted to talk about when it comes to reading was just like, the material that you read is very important. It's really nice to just jazz it up, jazz it up. That's the only thing. I didn't want this bitch to misconstrue it, because I was just like, wait a minute, I can see where this can be definitely be misconstrued, and I do not want to do that. So, da da da. But my point here, overall, is just like, there would be a lot less herd mentality if people really learned um, the skills for independent thinking, and also gain confidence. Because here you are learning from a bitch who you praise yourself for reading so many books, and yet it has not cured you from your insecurities. It has not cured you from, it may have not even that really got you the money that you got it, that you have it. That money basically came from criminal activities, sexual proclivities, and certain kind of dirty dealings in the background. It wasn't necessarily from reading. It was basically off on your wit and your mouth, and being able to mirror other people and be very like, disguise yourself in a certain kind of way, which makes it seem like, it was about like being in the know. It had nothing. It had minimal to do with reading, and more so about being on the out. And that's how a lot of people, basically, that's how a lot of millionaires and therefore got their money. But unfortunately, like I said, this person right here in particular, she did a lot of shit that happened to be off of my fucking back and off of my fucking steam. And she used people within the government and people within the community in order to help her, including other black people. And again, it became at the service of people who were deeply racist and have deeply rooted issues and insecurities and jealousy. And I will be more than happy to go ahead into detail in another videos about exactly who those are, some of those about who those are and how it actually got there. But right now, I have more important things to worry about. But this conversation in itself really wanted to just get into the meat and potatoes, lightly touch on the subject. That, yeah, the status right now, like, basically reporting this as if I'm reporting the weather, where I got a bitch on my back as well as her flying monkeys, and they're all fucking upset at the boundaries that I've placed before me, because I see them for who they are. They definitely are trying to deal me a hand that I am not willing to go ahead and let go of. I have what I have. What I will want to secure, I will secure for myself. You are holding cards underneath your cuffs, and you are playing really fucking dirty. If at the very end of the day, if I want to play solitaire, then I'll play solitaire while you play old maid. You old maid. Okay? Why don't you go ahead and go fish, you old maid. Handle your own fucking insecurities with your flying monkeys and your damage. I declare war with somebody else. Okay? I'm good and I'm gully. I do not. I really just. It's just a fucking joke every single fucking time when somebody just truly coming at me in such a way where it's just like, it still gives coward. It still gives broken. You may not be broke financially, but you are definitely broken. Like, can you be the kind of person that can really, like, lose it all and then bring it back up in an authentic way? I doubt it. Considering exactly who you are, I really fucking doubt it. You have to tether yourself to somebody and attach yourself to somebody like some type of parasitic creature. You're totally and always will be beneath me based off on how you act. Okay, for somebody who definitely self-proclaims yourself as a queen of the suit, you're still a fucking 10. It's equal. I may be a jack, you may be a queen, but it's still a 10. And if you wanted to go ahead and compare, somehow I feel like I would still be able to outshine you and still be able to beat you, considering that I still have the attention of all, and I seriously have the eyes of those above looking at the both of us and still looking at me as the one with more potential than you. You've hit your glass ceiling, and you've only shown three things about you that is only like maybe this too that is beneficial about you. Oh, and maybe, but like, stop it, stop it. You're old. You're dried up. You really are. Why don't you just fucking hang it up? Okay. So yeah, Jack of Spades, and yeah, I consider that a fucking talent. The fact that at this point in time that I can literally fluctuate, Jack of all spades, um, here I am, and I will report to people at a later time. Et I'm me. I'm wonderful. Da da da. What else? I think that's really all that needs to be said. 124. Like, I don't want to give any more. I mean, I feel like if there needs to be anything more, then I will let you guys know. But I just feel like I pretty much kind of said what needs to be said. I mean, I've said what I need to be said a long time ago, but it doesn't hurt to have like a little bit of discourse in the situation. You feel me? Yeah. Oh, pardon me. All right, guys. Well, if I ever think about anything, you know where to find me. Bye.